Welcome everyone. I'm Emily Cunningham and I worked at Amazon for 5.5 years. I'm speaking today on behalf of Amazon Employees for Climate Justice. Thank you for being here and supporting us and our climate plan shareholder resolution. Over the past 6 months, I've been inspired by thousands of my coworkers who have come together to call on Amazon to lead on climate. In December, 28 of us co-filed the shareholder resolution. In April, over 6,000 employees signed their name to our open letter within the first week. And now there are nearly 7,700 employees who have signed, calling on Jeff Bezos to lead on climate. We've accomplished so much already because of our collective efforts, including Amazon announcing Shipment Zero and making a first ever commitment to release our carbon footprint. But we know this isn't enough because incremental steps are no longer acceptable in this time of climate emergency. Almost 7,700 Amazon employees understand that Amazon must have a comprehensive plan that matches the scale and urgency of the climate crisis. Additionally, the two largest firms that advise investors on how to vote on shareholder resolutions have sided with us. Together, these advisors, ISS and Glass Lewis, represent 97% of the advisory market. They recommended voting yes for a resolution, pointing to the increasing risks of having a business model so heavily dependent on fossil fuels and Amazon's lack of meaningful action thus far. We know we are on the right side of history and have the backing of employees and investors. It's past time for Jeff Bezos and Amazon's board to listen. We all just came from Amazon's annual shareholder meeting. During the meeting, we called on Jeff to demonstrate that he understands the severity of the climate crisis and to take ownership of our company's part in accelerating the crisis. I introduced the resolution, speaking directly to Jeff. Here is what I said. The climate crisis is the greatest threat we've ever faced. It's devastating communities around the world. In March, Cyclone Idai ravaged southern Africa, leaving thousands dead or missing and causing more than $2 billion in damages to one of the most impoverished areas of the world. The people killed by Cyclone Idai have contributed almost nothing to the climate breakdown, which has made storms like this so common and deadly. But Amazon has and continues to. Speed is everything. Without bold, rapid action, we will lose our only chance to avoid catastrophic warming. There's no issue more important to our customers or our world than the climate crisis, and we are falling far short. Jeff Bezos, can you see children who might have drowned? Towns thriving that might have burned? Species swimming that might have been lost forever? How will we tell our children that we knew we had such a small window to act decisively, to leave fossil fuels in the ground, but instead we helped Shell, BP, and other fossil fuel companies extract oil more quickly? How will we explain that we kept our emissions rising, knowing that the global South, indigenous peoples, and communities of color were paying a terrible price? We can avoid the worst of what's coming, but we have to act now. What we do today is worth exponentially more than what we do even a few years from now. Leonard Cohen wrote, "We are so small between the stars, so large against the sky. Our home, planet Earth, not distant, far-off places in space, desperately needs bold leadership. We have the talent, the passion, the imagination. We have the scale, speed, and resources. Jeff, all we need is your leadership. Jeff, will you stand with us and adopt the resolution? Or will you ignore the most important opportunity we've ever had to take bold climate leadership when it mattered more than anything has ever mattered? This is not a rhetorical question. Will you join us by requesting a new ballot right now and vote to adopt the resolution. Okay, so that's the end of the speech that I gave inside. Jeff Bezos showed that he is still not making the climate crisis the priority it must be. He is not listening to his employees or investors. I asked if Jeff would come out on stage to hear from his employees on why we are introducing the resolution. He remained backstage during my entire speech, even after I asked him to come out and speak with his employees. I did ask if he was listening. There was an awkward pause, and we heard that from the MC that I'm assuming so. So hopefully, I'm guessing he did hear us. At the end of the meeting, Amazon announced the resolution did not pass. The board released their opposition weeks ago, making it clear that top leaders at our company consistently deprioritizes addressing Amazon's role in the climate emergency. We as employees with investors behind us have built incredible momentum. We've already won changes that would not have been possible without employees speaking up about the necessity to act in this time of climate emergency. We will continue to push for Amazon to change. The climate crisis is not going anywhere, and neither are we. Now I'll pass the mic to some of my fellow employees who will share their stories for why they are calling on Amazon to be a climate leader and how we plan to continue this work. Climate change affects us all differently, but it is an existential threat to all of us. First up